Hello, welcome to DG360 here. My friend Erad has a video about a game that I am way into called Manor Lords, and he's calling it the best survival city builder. Oh, check it out.
Hello and welcome to the channel. It's Erad, and in today's video we are going to have a preview of a game that I am particularly fond of, Manor Lords, and I wanted to give a huge shout out to Hooded Horse Studio for giving the channel early access to the game, so I could talk about it a little bit. So, what is Manor Lords?
I would also like to thank them as well, and I was too lazy to do anything, so I would just, you know, thank you, Erad, for doing this for us. Let's watch.
Lords, well, if you are familiar with games like Final Frontier or Banished, it is one of these survival city builders, but with a huge difference here, with the fact that a lot of the frustration from these mentioned games are gone, while adding some awesome gameplay features that really make us feel like we are having here a complete experience on our hands. And most impressive of all, this game is being made by a solo developer, which, given all it has to offer, is just mind-blowing. So, as you would expect with a game like this, you start your game with a handful of settlers, and your job is going to create the conditions that are going to allow your group of settlers to simply survive the winter, which is actually not easy if you are not used to play.
This is so beautiful of a game, I'm telling you. Like, you are so immersed when you're playing this. It has got some of the most realistic vibes. Like, you're in it and you're just so damn like, wow. It's everything you wanted a city builder to be and more. Like, really it is. And Erad is right. You know, Hooded Horse Studios, very professional. They have some cool titles. They're smart. They came to the game with these developers. Like Mr. Darcy, who I love, who's making Falling Frontier, also Hooded Horse. This gentleman here with Manor Lords, very smart moves on Hooded Horse's part, like really.
These kind of games. And then, if your villagers survived, you will have to turn your starting hamlet into a thriving community that can eventually become self-sufficient if you manage to build up your economy and your infrastructures well enough. And this is where you can focus on the greater picture of the game, which consists of controlling your region and securing the resources that will allow you to do so. And to control the entire map, you are going to have to fight for it. But as you are going to see, the path to combat readiness is actually more satisfactory than the combat itself, which is actually pretty good on its own. You see, unlike most games that involve unit creation, you actually don't create any combat units in Manor Lords. Your units actually come from your existing population, and you have to make sure that the men who will fight for you will be properly equipped for a fight. And of course, while they are fighting, they will have to vacate the jobs that they are busy with, which also means that if they die on the battlefield, your workforce will decrease. And it will then disrupt or even cripple your economy.
Population.
Warfare, therefore, comes with a heavy price, which, just like in real life, bears dramatic consequences that require some serious preparation that should therefore be used as a last resort.
I mean, it's so smooth.
But what I think people will enjoy the most in this game, and this is definitely what I do enjoy the most, is just the degree of immersion this game provides, which is unlike anything we've ever seen in the game of this type before.
One dude,
Not only can you zoom down to street level and even walk around with the actual lord you are playing as,
but so cool.
The entire area is filled with vibrant life that never ceases to go about its business. You actually do see your villagers leaving their homes and then go to work and perform their various duties before then taking a break at the local tavern to relax, to then rest at home before going to work again. And this is not just that. You will see the wives tend to their gardens, gathering eggs or harvesting vegetables before selling them at the market, where other wives will go and do some grocery shopping for their families, while the husbands are then seen transporting various goods in carts or wheelbarrows. You can, if you want, Just sit there for an hour and watch this faithfully simulated village live its own life and constantly find little details that will leave you in awe for a moment until you find another one. It's just fascinating.
Oh yeah, backspace.
And the best part, in my opinion, is that all of what I just got to experience, that you too will experience starting from April 26th, is just an early access version of the game, meaning that more features that are currently not available will be added, meaning that Manor Lords will have even more depth as the solo developer continues to iterate on his game. We should have access to more perks or policies, as well as features that are currently locked. For example, more buildings like the Manor's tax office, which is purely cosmetic at the moment. As we speak, Manor Lords is currently the most wish-listed game on Steam with over 2 million wishlists, and as mentioned just before, is set to release to early access on April 26th, so make sure to subscribe to the channel to be notified when the review comes out, which should be on the 26th, which is when the review embargo lifts. Once again, a big shout out to Hooded Horse Studio for giving the channel a press copy. That's hugely appreciated. But also a shout out to Zero Crusher, Deplorable Infidel, Ducky to the Cur, and Dr. Fobin for their contributions on Patreon, as well as everybody else who supports the channel on Patreon and on the YouTube Join membership program. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I have been Irad. If you like the channel, make sure to let me know with a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I'll
Listen, first off, go over to my buddy Erad's channel. I love him. Erad's awesome. Go over there, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Most of you are that are watching here. If you're on YouTube and you're watching, go over there. I'll put his link down in the description. Go over there and subscribe. Good friend of mine. I'm going to like that. Listen, everything about this game is a passion project. These developers that approach these titles like Manor Lords or Falling Frontiers, this is one guy. Falling Frontiers, one guy. They're pouring their heart out into these titles. You feel it when you play them. Like, you instantly feel it. You know it. This isn't like a AAA kind of washed over, they're just pumping it out to get the dough kind of thing. This is like that old school vibe when you picked up a fucking box at a store with a CD in it and you installed it and you could tell that the developer actually cared about what it was that they were creating type vibe. You get what I'm saying? Like you're feeling the feels, if you get what I'm trying to say, when you play this. When you're in this, you're in it to win it, and like you just forget about life. Those are the best games, and you feel that passion come back out. When you know the developer's putting his heart and his soul into it, you can tell instantly. When you're playing it, it hits you right back in the face. You're like, wow, that's Manor Lords. That's Falling Frontiers. And Hooded Horse, really respect these dudes, helping out content creators like Erad, like myself, where they're like, hey, yeah, here you go. Tell us what you think. Love them. Love what they're doing. Love the developers that they have under the franchise. I think you're going to see a lot more from all of them. Like, I really do. I think they're wonderful people. I really do.